Merry meet, Annie here. I've got a lovely little poem for you today. It's from Teresa Mori and Jane Beitzen in their book, Wheel of the Year. I whisper of the darkest hour, followed by no dawn. I sigh of blindness, barren, bent, the undead and the unborn. I weave the great black spinner's spell in caverns underground, clothed in loss and long-gone lives. I haunt the barrow mound. I am cool and I am bone, gray drizzle on cold stone. Come to me in your despair, naked, broken, and alone. I cockle mock and turn my back. I jab you with my claw. Now clasp to your skin my hackles dire. I throw wide the bright door. Okay, so maybe that wasn't so lovely, a little poem. But it is what came up for today's meditation. The poem printed out with my words scribbled on the bottom of the page. What are you afraid of, Annie? What are you afraid of, Annie? Every year that question takes me to a different place. Somewhere along the way I decided to make a note of each year's fears. Oh my, a poignant capturing of my life for sure. I won't share litany of those fears here, for they could be a trigger for those who have had or are having similar fears. What I realized, though, in capturing it for myself, is how different each year's fears were, and often how I felt I could never move away from what I was experiencing in any given year. I remember how those fears defined me in that time of my life. I also considered how I dealt with each one, sometimes well and in a healthy fashion, and sometimes not. I can also see which fears still haunt me. There's such sadness in that. I've had my dances with the hag, and they will continue, no doubt. Next year's dance may be different than this year's, but the hag, she's still leading, and I can only follow. And the whole time she cackles, mocks, and jabs with her claw, seemingly offering no support. Then there's the last line of the poem. I throw wide the bright door. I've chosen to imagine the bright door thrown open by the hag as encouragement to think this moment of pain I've chosen to dwell within is temporary. The world is much brighter than it appears. Well, perhaps the hag is not as uncaring as she first seems. She doesn't provide pity, that's for sure, or seemingly even understanding. But it seems as if I pay attention to her, there will be a new light and possibility. It comes with her growl and cackle, but if I look close, I swear there's a twinkle in her eye. I suppose she's seen it all before. Perhaps that's the reason for her hardened exterior. Thick skin must be necessary in her business, for the fears of the world surely could end her. I found a lovely poem on the internet recently that fleshed out the concept of the dark goddess using the power of the title of hag. The poet is referenced as Jennifer, and the poem was on orderwhitemoon.org. I am the oldest of the old, wisest of the wise, the power behind power. I am the old hag of many names. I am the light in the dark and the dark of the moon. I am the one behind the veil, the threshold to be crossed. I am the dealer of death, giver of rebirth. I am the greatest of teachers with the deepest of lessons. I am transition and connection, the spider in the web. I am dusk, midnight, and the dark before dawn. I am surrender when you need to let go. I am the chill wind in autumn, the whisper of winter. I am the three-way place, the center of the crossroads. I am the all-seeing owl, the frog under the mud, the flesh-eating vulture, the raven, and the wolf. I am the destroyer, and your protector as well. I am the one to lead you through the dark, through the fire, into a new day. I am the crone, oldest of the old, wisest of the wise, the power behind power. That introduces us to her, well, a little more gently than the poem I started with, but really one and the same with that first vision of the hag that I shared. For now, though, because it's in my meditations for today, and I know I put it there for a reason, I need to settle down to answer the question, what are you afraid of, Annie? And begin this year's dance with the hag. And you? What about your dance with fear this year? Will you dare to dance with the hag and embrace the possibility of the bright door, wide open and waiting for you to step into a new possibility beyond your fear? I wish you mirth and reverence in the season of Samhain. Merry part.